What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster in Time City. We're here in episode 3, and I want to start things off again once more that if you want to watch these episodes real time, be sure to follow me on Twitch. I do live stream these episodes every single time, so you can actually watch it as it unfolds in real time. And if not, if you don't care for that, just stick with the time lapses then, because I actually live stream and record at the same time. So if you want to check out the Twitch streams, be sure to check the link in the description below and check out the Twitch link down below. So in this episode, we're going to be working on getting the disabled lot and start a little bit, just slightly, on the front entrance. And what we did here, actually off screen, I actually created these two towers. Or created the tower and then duplicated the other one. And it's a clock tower, just a mini clock tower. It's going to serve a purpose here as kind of the entranceway of the park. So if you're as you're coming out of this large parking lot, you're going to be going down this nice little sidewalk pathway leading into the entrance area of the park that will become this magnificent kind of grand entrance area for the park. So that's going to be a very nice touch, I think, and I can't wait. I had a lot of issues here trying to figure out the disabled logo kind of thing, and I ended up actually taking the logo out of the Alpine Odyssey park. From Urthris's park. He had Alpine Odyssey's parking lot, and I actually took that, so credit goes to him on the logo for the disabled, kind of the logo disabled thing. So he gets credit for that because he's the actual one that actually created that, of course. So yeah, because I just completely had a long time just trying to figure this out myself, and it ended up not really working out the way I wanted it to. So we ended up just going into the blueprints and actually making actually made a blueprint from the parking lot and Alpine Odysseys. If you haven't checked that series out, go check him out, because Urthris is doing a great job on that park as well. I off and on check in on that park because it is such a great park and well put together. So go check him out if you haven't already. His channel is just a little bit bigger than mine, so it's kind of weird for me promoting his channel a little bit, but I have to give him credit for helping me out on this one, because I cheated just a little bit using some of his, just a tiny bit of his work, because I couldn't figure out how to do the darn wheelchair in this disabled, I don't know if it's really a logo, but it's the disabled symbol, pretty much. So, because I never really created a disabled parking lot before, and it was quite interesting to actually see how he did it, because I knew he did it before. I knew I've seen it somewhere, and I kind of wanted to take some tips from that. So I took it kind of from him. So but going into the following episode, we'll finally be getting into the entrance area of the park, and I can't wait for that, because there is so much still left to do in the parking lot. I want to kind of stress that quite a bit, and I actually had I actually had someone constantly tell me to save in the live stream. It was funny. And don't worry, I did save this time, so we don't have any of those issues. So I think when I remade it, I did make the lot just a little bit bigger when I did remake it afterwards, but that's no big deal. So again, I did use this as kind of a guide. As you can see, his is so much better than mine. I just changed the color of it to match the color of my lot. And I don't know, I might change it to maybe a lighter blue. I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll just kind of see after I get more scenery pieces out there and how those all turn out in the end. So I absolutely loved how this turned out. I actually am very excited for the future of the park, and I can't wait until we get more and more scenic items just together, because there's so much in this park, that is going to be fantastic. And I know it may not appear as spectacular as I've been hyping it up just yet, but we have to work our way into there. And there's a lot of guesses, how many episodes is this park going to take? My guess is going to be 50 plus. I think it's going to take a lot of episodes, and I'm glad to have actually getting it started already, because I'm getting a head start pretty much. That way I have plenty of time through this entire year to work on this park. And there's just so much, and as finished as the parking lot may look, there's still so much left to work on it. No joke, I'm not satisfied with the parking lot at all just yet, and I'm getting more and more satisfied with it as we do each and every episode, though. I will say that, but I'm still not there yet. I won't be quitting work on it until I am satisfied with it. That's the idea through this park. And if I have something that comes up that I don't like or do not like how it looks, I will redo it, or just try and do whatever I can to make it to where I think it looks decent. So but anyways, yeah, this is the biggest part right here, is pretty much the clock towers, the mini clock towers here, and just create a nice entryway for the guests as they walk down the sidewalk and through the pathway. And it's going to be a very, very picturesque moment when you're walking down this pathway, because you're going to see the entrance. You're probably going to see the weenie behind the entrance, which is going to be the giant clock tower, which I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that properly. I'm going to have to build my own custom clock, because the clocks in the game are not large enough. So that is going to be an interesting addition once I figure out how to create my own giant clock for my giant clock tower. And it is going to be the weenie. It's going to be like the Cinderella Castle of Disney World. It is going to be that amazing, and I can't wait to create that weenie. It is going to be an amazing weenie that you're not going to miss out. You don't want to miss out on that weenie. So anyways, this entrance area is going to be so cool as well, and I'll explain more of that in the real-time section, and a little bit on everything else. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments about this style of the video. It's been getting a lot of positive feedback since I've been doing a little bit more editing into these videos. I have a real-time section now. I have the time-lapse section. I'm just trying to please as many people as I can, because you can't please every single person, but I do as much as I can. A lot of people like time lapses. A lot of people like it real time. So what I've done is kind of thrown it together. I put a real time section in showing what I did in the time lapse, and of course I have the time lapse, and then of course I also make it available to where you guys can actually watch the live stream in real time. So that's also where I'm trying to push for Twitch, because and then a lot of questions about the Twitch idea, that I'm only going to be live streaming on Twitch. When I say that, I don't mean all series. I'm just talking about Time City is the only one being live streamed on Twitch. Everything else, like Golden Valley or the other parks that have been live streamed in the past, will remain being live streamed on YouTube. So series like Golden Valley will only be streamed on YouTube. Series of Time City will be streamed on Twitch. So everything's the same. The only one that's being streamed on Twitch is Time City. And I'm going to be streaming more on Twitch more often when it comes to other games as well. So when I play other games, I'm going to be playing it on Twitch as kind of like a way to get started on Twitch a little bit more. That way I have a little more broader audience on Twitch, and maybe I can get them over more to the YouTube side of things, but we'll see. And I think it's just a safe place to start more content. And as you can tell, I did try a little bit more content by adding the Legend of Zelda series, Breath of the Wild, which certainly is actually doing a little bit better than I thought it would initially, because mostly when I do something that's not Planet Coaster, it does not actually get a lot of views. And the first episode of it has gotten over 100 views, and I'm very excited about that. The second episode is approaching about 50, and I understand when you get more and more episodes, viewers and more viewers drop off. But hopefully, I kind of want to just keep the series going the way it is. So, anyways, very picturesque moment here with the clock towers right here that you're going to be walking in between. And of course, I had the little parking bumpers, whatever you call them, so the cars can't drive into the pathway. Again, we want to be focusing a lot on realism here, and that is going to be a huge thing with this park. Now, another thing I had to figure out is where exactly I'm going to be putting the bus stop or the tram drop-off and everything, where the buses are going to go to drop the people off for the park. So I had to create this little turnaround, and I know it looks ugly right now, but after we get some more scenic items and scenery items across through it, which we do a little bit here in this episode, it's going to look a lot better, trust me. When it's raw, pathways with no scenery and everything, you can just see how terrible it looks. And then after you get more stuff, kind of, the scenery, and then you get everything just kind of starts to come together, you can really start to see it turn into something fantastic. And that's something that I was very excited about. And I do a lot of curb work here, or a lot of curb and sidewalk kind of work to fill in these gaps between the two pathways. And my idea for the guest spawners is to actually have a guest spawner in a bus that's parked out here, and that way it looks like they're coming out of the bus and approaching the park. But there's going to be lots of guest spawners throughout the map here in the parking lot. We're going to have the one on the bus. We're going to have some in at least each parking section usually. I want to put them at the bus stops maybe, and then they can actually work their way and walk all the way to because a lot of guests will walk all the way, and because I want people actually walking through that middle part right there that we worked on quite a bit today. I also will be adding lots of vista points in the park, so you're going to see a lot of guests being able to take photos and pictures of the park, and it's going to be an amazing thing. I can't wait to share this with you guys when it is all completed and done. So, and a little bit of talk about the other parks. Arrow Valley will be approaching its final episode very, very soon. I'm actually working on getting it prepared for its final episode. I'm going to be, for its final building episode anyways, it's going to have another episode where we name the staff. That was very popular with Westwood. So I'm going to actually schedule that live stream for the staff so you guys can be as present as possible, and I also leave it open for the comments as well, just like I did for Westwood. So there's going to be a job fair for Arrow Valley, so don't worry about that. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be wanting to work for Time City eventually when it is done next season. So I really am trying to be more organized and making a timeline for the park. For the parks that I do now. So I have created a timeline for this park. I'm going to be working on it through the rest of the season, through the rest of the year, and it's hopefully going to have a spring 2019 opening day, just kind of like how I do for the rest of them. I want to shoot more for the March area, so March of 2019. It could be at the latest it's going to be May, and that's what ended up with Westwood. Westwood was a little behind schedule. I wanted to open up in March, but ended up opening in May, which was fine. It opened up May 1st in 2017, and I can't wait for that. So there's going to be a lot of updates too for some of my parks as well. So we're going to be revisiting Westwood for, of course, its new ride. And I want to do more park tours with Tony McCoaster. Something I really want to do is actually get on the Steam Workshop, find some really cool parks, and walk through them as Tony McCoaster. I think that would be kind of fun and just a nice little off-series kind of Tony McCoaster visits parks. He's our coaster enthusiast that loves JLW Entertainment, but he's going to go around and actually visit some other parks as well. We can have him traveling around, and while he's waiting for Time City, he's excited for Time City, by the way, and he's going to give you construction updates and stuff like that. That was kind of my goal, is to have him actually give like construction updates for like Westwood and stuff on like the new ride, which I didn't really ever get around to, and I wanted him to like filming through a fence and stuff, trying to get footage of the construction of the new ride before it was announced and everything. And I announced it on National Roller Coaster Day, which was actually a lot of fun too. So I can't wait till we get a lot of parks in the JLW Entertainment chain, and then we can kind of have like that announcement video, maybe like Six Flags, where they announce everything coming to the new, all the parks and everything like that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, because I can't wait to do the announcement video for 2019, because we're going to be talking about Time City a lot. This is going to be the 2019 edition for the park, and then you never know what other rides and attractions might be coming to some of the other parks. We don't know what Westwood's going to get in 2019. We don't know what Arrow Valley's going to get in 2019, because it opens in 2018. So that's the new parks actually opening. Is we don't know what Celebration City's going to get in 2019, because we're also going to be finishing up Celebration City here soon as well. So a little bit talking about the video here. What I wanted to do here is actually make a kind of little planter area that is kind of separating between the bus turnaround and also the disabled parking lot. And it was a lot of challenge trying to figure out how I was going to do that, because there was this gap, and I wanted to fill up the gap with some sidewalk pieces and different things like that to make it look like it all fits together. That's kind of the idea with it. And I still need to make like fences and maybe some more curbs along the lines to kind of separate the two still, but to make them still feel like they go together. And that's kind of the idea between those. Those are still going to feel like they're going together. So there's just so many exciting things that I can't wait to share with you guys as soon as we get all these projects done. And my goal is to make the channel a little bit more organized. You're probably going to be seeing a lot of different new content as well, and that kind of started with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild playthrough that I'm doing right now, and I can't wait to bring more episodes of that. I actually recorded I think it was 4 or 5 episodes in one session. So it's just a matter of editing the rest of those. I got 2 episodes out now, and I still have a couple that I need to do. And I was actually planning on recording a couple more of those, which will be a lot of fun. So now with this walkway heading up to the entrance, I needed to add something else that would just kind of make it a little bit more beautiful. So I wanted to add some more planters with some, pretty trees and everything like that going alongside. And we're going to be adding some like more lampposts and different things like that down the line as well. And just more items for this pathway. And I just want it to where a lot of guests are going to be walking through there, and just give that picturesque moment of walking in and seeing that huge, the big weenie, the clock tower, and then of course the entrance complementing it, and then just this entrance plaza hopefully will be to my liking. I hope I get it right, because I kind of have it laid out here at the end of the episode, because we're going to start on the entrance plaza a little bit, the entrance area, before you get into the park. So we're going to be working on the entrance as well once we get there. And I can't wait, because that's going to be an exciting episode, because we're finally kind of introducing to the park, kind of, and it's going to be really, really, really good. You're not going to want to miss that episode, of course. This episode was kind of like a little bit of a slow episode. I didn't get a whole lot done, but at the same time I did, because there wasn't a whole lot done, but I kind of figured a lot more out of how everything's going to be laid out. So I was kind of pretty pleased with the disabled parking lots. I wasn't planning on it to be very, very big. And yeah, there's just I love hearing your guys' suggestions too. So I hope a lot more of you join me on Twitch when I do it. And be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter as well. I will also be posting notifications on there when I go live. So when I go live, I do post saying, hey, we're live now with the playing Time City and everything. So if you want to find me on Facebook, if you have a Facebook, it is literally facebook.com/JLWGames. Same with Twitter and everything like that. Because Twitter, it is linked with my Facebook account, so anything I post on one will go to the other. So if I post on Facebook, it also goes through onto Twitter, so which is kind of a neat thing. So, but anyways, yeah, since I am live streaming as well, I do a lot of just kind of looking around and everything, as you can tell, instead of actually playing the game. And here, I actually wanted to put some really cool centerpiece in the middle of the bus turnaround and drop-off area, because it was so empty and I really wanted to do something cool, and I decided to go with some kind of like this pipes theming where it's going to be kind of steampunky. So there's going to be some pipes, it's going to be blowing out some steam, and then there's also going to be a lot of gears around this too. I don't finish it, I just get it kind of started to get a little bit of an idea what I want to do with this, and I thought about putting some clocks on it as well. But it's just going to be kind of a nice little scenery, and there's going to be pipes everywhere too. It's not just going to be where I do it here, because I don't do a whole lot. I just kind of get it started to get more of an idea of what I want to do for the centerpiece. There's going to be a whole lot to it, and I can't wait until it is finished, because it's going to be kind of a nice little scenic scenery piece. Again, we're putting in scenery even in the parking lot. You know, I think that's kind of ridiculous. You know, it's just how much theming is going to go into this park is going to be ridiculous. I've never done so much theming before. I'm never going to have a park probably more themed than this. Again, I want you to think more, this is going to be more the Disney park kind of thing, but with a time traveling theme, if that makes sense. It's kind of like if Disney World and Time Traveler from Silver City kind of combined into a park. That's kind of the idea with it, almost. You know, there's going to be some steampunk in there, and there's also going to be those heavily themed areas throughout the park that is going to benefit the entire thing. So it's very interesting on how it's going to work. So, but I hope you guys are enjoying the series as much as I am so far. I mean, really, it is coming together more and more each and every episode, but it's not quite there yet. Like, it's not complete enough to where you can go, wow, that's really cool. Right now, it's kind of in the state like, and the parking lot, you know, because the parking lot, I'm still not satisfied with the parking lot, by the way. But anyways, this is kind of like the entrance plaza. As you can see, we made a face, and what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to make these pathways coming on the outside. What I wanted to do for the plaza is actually make kind of like a clock in the walkway. I thought that would be kind of neat, but I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do that just yet. So I was looking at different possibilities here, but I didn't get around to it. And you can see just the beauty of this section right here. It looks incredible, and I just love how that turned out. That walkway looks incredible, and I'm very excited of how that turned out. So I do add some vista points here, because we're going to be adding a lot of those. We're going to see a lot of pictures being taken anyways. I was taking in the view here of how this looks, pretty much. As you can see how the time lapse stops. So that's how much I was waiting, I guess. Just waiting for it. Because I was just looking at it. But anyways, we build some pathways off to the side, and there's going to be buildings being built on the sides of those, and those are going to be like the ticket booths and different things like that. They're going to go all the way down. They're going to be connected, and it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a very, very time theme to it, I guess, is how I could describe it, I guess. Very... You know, maybe like, I wouldn't say modern at all, you know, very steampunk maybe a little bit. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing videos like this. And I hope you guys enjoy the real-time section, which is coming up in just a second if you want to see the park in real time. But anyways, thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you guys in just a moment once again. Alright guys, welcome to the live, real-time section, real-time section of the video, and where we go through and kind of walk through what we did in real time, so you can kind of appreciate what we have done. So off screen in the last episode, we did create these 2 clock towers. They're just kind of like mini clock towers to kind of get you excited when you're walking in through the park on the walkway to the entrance area. And here is, of course, the disabled parking lot. Still a work in progress, so it is not complete just yet. Still a lot of scenery items to throw in there. For that, we also have the bus drop-off section, which still has a lot to be done. This is the actual section right here where the buses will stop and everything like that, and there's going to be some cool scenery items in the middle of this road. And again, a lot of scenery items and a lot of scenery items still yet to do. Just kind of like little stuff like this, like little foliage stuffs and little planters and stuff like that. Very, very cool. And this is going to be the entrance plaza for we'll probably start on the next episode. And this is gonna have some really neat stuff on the inside of these, and then you're gonna have these 2 pathways, and on the sides of those we're gonna have buildings that will serve as like the ticket booths, the lost and found, security, and all that fun stuff is gonna be in that for those. So I love this walkway, how it turned out with all the planters and stuff. It looks fantastic, and really enjoying how that's looking. I hope you guys are too. But still, there's still so much to do left in this parking lot area. All this parking in general, there's still a lot. We also added a quick road here that will give you quicker access to the main lots out here, so you don't have to drive around every single time, and they can shut this lot off if they wish to do so. So that was another thing that we did. So not a whole lot that was accomplished in this episode, but I think we did accomplish some really neat details and everything. Like the Vista Points that I threw in here. There's going to be a lot of Vista Point areas, so I want to see those guests taking pictures within the park and just really admiring the scenery around everything. And then, of course, you have the little bumpers, whatever you call them, the little traffic thing pieces, so the cars cannot drive onto the pathways. I always thought those were nice to have. And I actually put the, if you haven't noticed in the time lapse, I actually did put some of the curbs that so guests will walk around them, and I'm hoping that they walk around these and not through them. That's kind of like my hopes with those, but we'll see. We'll have to test that out. We're going to have various spawn points for guests. I want to put a spawn point on the buses when they get off, and also in various spots throughout the parking lot, so you can see the guests actually coming from different areas to the entrance of the park and getting inside the park. So that's going to be a really cool feature that I think is going to be kind of unique and really nice about this park. That's going to add a whole lot of realism and just make it come to life a little bit more, even on these areas. You know, this is not a non-functional parking lot, but we want to make it feel like it is, and that's going to be the idea with it. So there's still so much to do, and I'm very excited to get further and further into the series. I hope you guys are as well. If you want to watch this series real time, again, go ahead and follow me on Twitch, because I do live stream on Twitch. I do live stream the footage of this on Twitch. So if you want to watch it real time, maybe even get your own words in there. If you want to talk and kind of discuss the park as we build it. I had a couple extra viewers this time than last time, and again, I just want to stress a lot that be sure to follow me on Twitch if you want to watch the live stream, and also like me on Facebook as well, because I will also on Facebook and Twitter, whichever you prefer. and I also put in notifications in there that I'm live streaming. I say, hey, and I provide the link to Twitch. I say, hey, I am live streaming. I am JLW Games on both on Twitter and Facebook, so it's just JLW Games, or YouTube, or like youtube.com/JLW Games, stuff like that. It is facebook.com/JLW Games, Twitter, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. So if you want to get notified on that stuff and everything, just make sure you're following and have notifications on and everything, so you don't miss out on the live streams if you do want to join the live stream. So I'm trying to stress that a lot. And if you want to check out the Twitch channel, go ahead and click the link in the description under the Twitch link. And yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share for more amazing content like this. And be sure to check out JLW Games merchandise if you're interested in that. So anyways, thanks so much, guys, and I'll catch you guys on in the next video. Have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. Thanks so much, and goodbye.